evening. It'll be some dodgy moving camera work again today, because I'm balancing my iPad dodgily. It's day 23, and after yesterday's very confident talk about how easy it is this time, I managed to eat a cookie last night, and today I had a slice of sourdough bread with tomatoes on, no spread of any kind, but still not what the plan was, and neither of them are very beneficial, particularly the cookie, but you know, I would like to stay off wheat. I don't think it's particularly good for my joints. My the knee that I have a particular issue with has been more painful today as a result, and it probably serves me right. I don't know why I start yawning when I start recording these videos. So yeah, I'm not best pleased, not obsessing about it, because I really don't want to go down the habitual losing my thingy, the habitual slippery slope that leads back to cooked food and a load of crap. And in fact, I am sitting in my car, occupying myself while a daughter is in a rehearsal for a play this evening, as I often do, and I have had a habit in the past of, I think I've mentioned before, of sitting in supermarket car parks, going into the car park and buying myself a big pile of crap, and it is crap. I don't like calling it crap in front of my daughters, because one of them is a recovering anorexic, and so, you know, labelling food as good and bad and blah 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 is not very helpful for them. But you know, it is crap, and it's not good for me. I need not to be eating crisps and chocolate, and specifically what I was going for today was, they sell vegan peanut M&Ms, not M&Ms, but they're called Doisy and Dom, I think, the company. They make a vegan version of the peanut and M&Ms, and it's, you know, that's one of my favourite binge foods, is a packet of those and a big packet of crisps. But I managed not to buy them. I'm quite proud of myself for that. Reminded myself what my long-term goals are. I managed not to have it, but I'm not in a good way. My brain is obsessing about all the food that I can't eat, and it's not that I can't eat it. I can eat it. I just don't flipping want to. I don't even, I didn't enjoy the cookie last night. It was a very nice cookie, but I didn't enjoy it. It was way too sweet, because it was obviously loaded with sugar, and God knows what else, like almonds and wheat flour and sweetened dried cherries. Very nice, Bakewell cookie. Yeah, yum. But I didn't actually enjoy it, because I've managed to train my brain not to enjoy that. The tastiest thing really in that kind of department is the pretend Snickers that I make for myself, and yeah, that's got cooked peanuts in, but It's just peanuts and dates. And oh, I forgot to put the vanilla in. Today I've made myself some. That's partly one of the reasons why I managed, I think, not to eat the peanut M&Ms, was that I had had some of that before I left the house this evening. But my brain is obsessing about the food that I am not able to eat, and I am able, very able. I just want the results of not eating it. But it's also obsessing about how long it's going to be before I lose the weight, and how baggy my belly's going to be when I'm done, and how, looking. I don't generally look in the mirror, but, making these videos, I'm looking partly at myself. I try to avoid it, but, I do find myself wandering to the picture of myself, and I've got, a really vile wattle under my chin, and I'm just going to be a saggy old bag when I'm finished. And I'm really, really annoyed with myself for not taking better care of myself when I was younger. In my early 20s, I managed to have I done my life story on here? I don't want to right now, really. But I was not fat as a child, but I thought I was fat as a child, because I grew up next to a bunch of skinny people. I wasn't a fat child. My sister died. I wasn't a fat child. I wasn't athletic, and I was quite soft. But I was not fat. But my sister died when I was 12. My dad died 14 months later. My mum was a fucking basket case, and she'd struggled with her weight her entire life, and dragged me in on that wonderful journey. So that's where I've got my wonderful lifelong habit of trying to lose weight from. And I would say that my fat problem started with a combination of being on diets with her as a child when I had no need to be losing any weight. And then my dad and my sister and my dad dying, and my mum just no longer being the caring, loving mum that she used to be. Obviously her life fell apart, and along with it so did she. And I lost all of my support. My older sister, my dad, who I adored, and my mum, who was lost to grief, really, and communicated through grieving, and still dieting. So the dieting was a way to connect with her, really, I suppose. But at that point I gained and gained and gained, and so in my late teens I was quite fat, and I turned 20, 21, 22. I'd say 21 or 22 was when I really started to, I kind of grasped the concept of self-care, and somehow found it in me. I think I did some hypnosis tapes, and also a daily movement regime, and managed to lose 60 pounds in total, and was thin and toned, and walked miles every day. And I cursed myself for not managing to keep hold of that. But then I gained a few pounds and fell into I've got to keep those pounds off, I've got to get them back off, and fell into the binge restrict cycle at that point, and ballooned up and up, and then lost some and ballooned and lost some and ballooned. You know, I have not been really a healthy weight since. Well, that's not true. I have had the odd. I have hit healthy weight. I've never been skinny, which I was back in my early 20s. I was happy for the first time I can ever remember with my body at that point. This has been a rather big rabbit hole. So I'm turning into a really long tape, sorry. But yeah, so I'm mad at myself for not managing to hold on to my self-care and my good body image, and I feel now I get depressed and start obsessing's the wrong word, but ruminating over the fact that if I manage to lose this weight, I will still have a wobbly belly and saggy bits, and you know, I've kind of missed the boat on I'm not going to be like Chef Babette with her tight-toned 70-year-old bod. I'm going to be middle-aged saggy me, and I'm not happy about it. I'm really not. So I'm trying not to get depressed about that, and to realise that it's what you know, given that my option is scrawny, saggy, healthy, middle-aged me, or you know, fat, unhealthy, likely to be suffering very, very soon with a whole gamut of disgusting, unpleasant, debilitating problems. You know, what am I going to choose? And for somehow the depressed, pessimistic side of me, which unfortunately is extremely large, it's the bigger part of me. It's my habit to fall into pessimistic, depressive ruminations, especially at this bloody time of year. We're having some beautiful weather, but my brain's just going, God, winter. And winter on raw food. But you know, I'm not bothered. I've got soups and stews and all of that kind of stuff lined up. I know I know there's loads of really tasty raw food that I can make myself. So I'm really hoping to keep the stick-with-itness that will keep me on this. I need somehow to cheer myself up and not be such a miserable git. I keep looking over here because the sky's rather wonderful. I don't know if I can I show you? Is it going to show you? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful sky over Sheffield. It really isn't doing it justice though. No. Anyway, I don't know how coherent that's been. It's me going on a fucking rampant depressive waffle. I'm really sorry. It's a good job I'm not desperately trying to build an audience. This is basically me just I don't know, just trying to work shit out and trying to own up to how I'm doing, how I'm progressing, and I guess I'm still progressing. I feel fucking enormous this evening. I feel like a giant elephant. I feel like I haven't lost any weight at all, and I know I have, because you know, things fit better, bones are more prominent. You know, I've lost inflammation. Whether I'm losing fat or not, I have no idea, because I don't want to obsessively step on the scales, and if I start stepping on them regularly, I'm going to start obsessing about it and then getting depressed when it's not going down, or not going down fast enough, or heaven forbid, as it does with these things, going up at any point. So I really don't want to do that. I'm just trying to stick with the program, and you know, I've had a couple of slips these past few days. I don't want to say, oh, I've got to rein it in, I've got to pull myself together and blah blah. I don't want to get harsh like that. I want to just gently remind myself what I truly want. I want health. I want a body that moves really happily without pain, and I want not to be a demented old lady. I want my marbles intact, or as intact as they have ever been in my life, which is not. I've not been the sanest person. But anyway, yeah, I'm waffling on some more. I'm going to hanging up now. See ya sometime soon. Wish me luck.